Hey there, listeners. Welcome to Hines On Air, your weekly dose of inspiration, motivation, and real-life entrepreneurial stories. I'm Matt Hines, your host, and I'm excited to have you join me on this journey. From building a successful law firm to venturing into other industries like real estate and social media, I've experienced both the triumphs and the challenges that come with entrepreneurship. I've learned firsthand the importance of resilience, adaptability, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. On Hines On Air, we're diving deep into the world of business, law, and personal growth. Join me as I chat with incredible guests who have faced adversity, defied expectations, and achieved extraordinary success. We'll discuss their strategies, their mindset, and the lessons they've learned along the way. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned business owner, or simply someone looking for a little inspiration, Hines On Air is for you. Remember to subscribe, like, and leave a review whenever you listen to podcasts. Your support helps us reach more people and continue sharing these incredible stories. Let's get started.
Hello, everybody. Matt Hines back with you. Another Hines On Air. Listen, we have got greatness in the house today. All right. Mr. Bryant Norman is with us, and he is the welterweight boxing champion. He's defended that title. He's defending it again on March 29th, coming right up in Las Vegas. So, without further ado, I welcome Mr. Bryant Norman. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How about yourself, man?
Good, man. I appreciate you joining us today.
I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. All right. So, I think I read your biography. You won the title back in August 2024, correct? May.
Well, actually, you're right. So, I won the fight in May, but it's I'm pretty sure you know his name, Terrence Crawford. He was still holding on to the belts, and he vacated. I won the interim title, which means I was up next. So, me and the guy, he was number one, so I would have fought him anyway. But that was my title fight, quote unquote. And then when Terrence Crawford vacated, I became the champion, like you said, in August. So technically it was August, but I won the fight in May.
What's that mean he vacated? He just like...
gave it away.
Just done.
Yeah, he went up to a different weight class. Like, let's say you don't want the mug anymore. You just left the mug. You don't want the mug anymore.
Okay.
Something like that.
I got you. All right. Okay, cool, man. And your dad was a boxing champion as well, correct?
Not a boxing champion, but he was a professional boxer as well.
Okay. He didn't win one of the classes? I thought I read... It seems like he fought a heavier weight class than you.
But he fought at two weight classes. He fought at 168, which is super middleweight, and also 175, which is light heavyweight.
Okay. And welterweight is 140 to 147?
Yes.
Is that about right?
No.
That's what Wikipedia told me earlier. Okay, good. Okay, well, cool, man. And you always stuck to that weight level?
As a pro, yes.
Yeah,
as a pro.
How long have you been professional?
I'm on I believe I'm on year 7 now, working on year 7.
Okay. Long time.
Been fighting for 17 years now.
Holy cow. Dude, I bet you got that. I'd like to see in action, man. I'm looking forward to the March fight.
Yeah, it's going to be a highlight tape.
Yeah, okay. All right, good.
I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. All right, so so you were started in martial arts, if I read correctly.
Boxing is a martial art, so I would say yes.
Okay, but not another one other than boxing.
No, I was always in the gym pretty much. So like you said, my pops, he used to fight as well.
Yeah.
So I was in the gym since I was about like 2 or 3 years old. So this just always something I have been into, which was boxing. So no any other martial art though.
Okay. All right.
And I actually tried wrestling in 6th grade, but at the time I didn't like all the holding. You know, I like to fight. I like to let my hands fly. So at the time I didn't like all the holding because it's getting away from what I like. But now actually I want to learn how to wrestle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine after so long boxing, you kind of want to branch out a little bit. Of course, I'm sorry?
Diversify
a little bit. That's right. Because people are always talking about what's the best martial art. Like, what's the best? Jiu-jitsu is usually, from what I hear, what people think. But I would stick, honestly, with boxing. Mm-hmm. I mean, just Andrew, oh my gosh, his name escapes me. Andrew, the very well-known personality on oh my goodness. Anyway, he was talking about, well, people always argue that Royce Gracie, you remember the Gracie brothers from Brazil?
The name sounds very, very familiar.
Okay, so they were the first to like establish jiu-jitsu as like a legitimate or maybe one of the best forms of martial arts. Mm-hmm. They fought in the MMA tournaments and they beat pretty much everybody using jiu-jitsu. Nobody knew how to defend against it. Mm-hmm. So jiu-jitsu became known as like the best. But, you know, in other interviews and all, they're talking about what's the best martial art. And they're like, well, you may think it's jiu-jitsu because in those staged fights, those are fair fights where people are, you know, they got time, they got space, they can, but if you just suddenly jumped on I don't know, a subway or elevator or something, just a quick boxing jab, hook, or something like that, to me would be the most effective. You don't have time to do a whole lot of other stuff. But
well, in my opinion, you can't necessarily say which martial art is the best. To me, it's all about how good are you at your martial art. For example, at the time, I'm pretty sure they was the best at their martial art as compared to other people in their martial arts. Let's say you're a good wrestler, but I'm a great boxer. If I catch you with a punch before you even get to me, now what? All your wrestling is out the window. It don't matter. Now, let's say you're a great wrestler. I'm just a good boxer. If I throw a punch and I miss and you grab and hold I'm done.
You're done.
So it depends on who is leading the dance. That's how I feel about it. Who is leading the dance? Who is fighting their fight? That's how I go about it. Like who is in the driver's seat? Who in the passenger seat? If you're in the driver's seat, you control the car. You control the lanes. What's going on? And if you're in the passenger seat, you just got to sit there and watch. So who is in control?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think if you could give. Are you a Bruce Lee fan?
Big time.
Okay, all right,
Big
good.
time.
Bruce Lee, with his attitude, his confidence, whatever, he's the type of guy I think you could give him any martial art, and he'd just be a badass. Yeah. It wasn't Jeet Kune Do or Wing Chun or whatever that he used. It was him. Now, yes, the styles are important, but when you got somebody with that sort of that attitude, that aggression, whatever he had, he just had complete confidence in his skill. No matter what style you use, you're gonna be effective.
Yeah. Actually, let's say no style at all. You can get somebody fresh off the streets. Like you said, Bruce Lee's attitude. He had that same attitude before he learned anything. It's just something he already had in him. Then he just put two and two together. Hold up, I got the attitude. Let me put the mind into it, mind and skills, and it went on together. But you can take somebody from the streets with the meanest attitude ever. You can have, I see it all the time in the gym. You can have a boxer who's been in the gym for years. Very, very skilled, but they don't got this, which is hard.
Right.
So now the dude in the streets, he got all of that. He got straight up. He got dog in him. That's all he got. You know Joe Frazier.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at him on the surface, you wouldn't say he is a skillful fighter necessarily speaking, but you would say he is a dog. And he was a whole chappy. He went against the greatest of all time and beat him once, which is Muhammad Ali.
Right.
And we all know Muhammad Ali, the most beautiful boxer ever regarding his skills. He could float on his feet, but yet he was the complete opposite, just straight up dog work. And he's just said, my attitude alone is enough. And he proved that.
Yeah, he did. He did. Of course, you got the one. I always loved this. This is a YouTube video when Tyson was challenged by that gang leader. Have you seen that thing?
I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Jerry.
That's right.
I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this is interesting because Tyson's got that gangster blood in him too, right? And you had this gangster guy, real gangster, come up just talking shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was really confident. He played the role pretty well. And of course, Tyson.
Yeah, I believe he was confident. I believe.
Yeah.
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 Actually, they had history.
Did they?
They're both from New York. So they actually had history. He older than Mike. He was the big homie, the big dog. Like he was the leader.
Okay.
Like he was the. So exactly, you lead everything. You got that on you already. So Mike was a little kid at the time. He used to bully Mike a little bit, and then as time went on, Mike became Mike.
Right.
And then no matter what, he still feel like I'm the big dog. You still under me, but Mike proved different.
Yes, he did.
We see that Mike proved different in the fight in the ring, and then they fought later on.
Right there on the sidewalk or something.
Fought later on, yeah. And then you seen what happened.
Tyson knocked him out, didn't he?
Yeah.
Matter
of fact, he broke his hand on his face.
Oh, good.
Exactly. He was trying to punch a hole through his nose. I don't know what he was trying to do.
Well, what was so interesting, man, was most people would be intimidated by that guy. I mean, gangster, thug life, whatever. He's hard. He's from the street. And like you said, that attitude alone, even without skill, that attitude will carry you far. And that guy had it all, but up against Tyson with the skill and that attitude, it was interesting.
How I go about it is, actually, that's a big part of it as well. George Foreman and Sonny Liston, if you remember when they fought Ali, they had the same energy behind them. Just the aggression, like you said, the mean streak. I get knockouts, I beat people up, but if I got the same attitude and I don't simply bow down to that, now what do you have? Now it's time for real life. All right, we both on this level. Now it's time for real life. You're a dog. I'm a dog as well. What make you better than me? Nothing. I got skills and mental and actual work behind mine while you just got the attitude alone. So now we on even playing field, but I'm above you because of all the work I put in as well. So
that's right.
I mean, the big dog mentality, it can carry you very, very far, but at the top of the top, that's what separates you. You got the big dog mentality, but also I got work behind mine.
Yeah, I agreed. There's not much substitute for training, like hard training.
Real deal.
So that's right. Somebody who's been in that gym for a year and a half, doing it every day, versus somebody with attitude. I would go with the guy that's been training.
And then if you think about it, at the top of every field in general, everybody's the same. Like everybody, let's say if you're doing comedy, everybody is funny in their own way, but it's by how consistent you can be, how dedicated to your craft you can be. So let's take it back to boxing. There's only so many punches you can throw. There's only so many workouts you can do. But for some reason, some people do it better than others. And the reason why is they are more dedicated. They put more time in. They're more disciplined. So let's say you go to the gym a week straight. Cool. But now you take a week off, you take a month off. You're not going to come back as good as you were. I come back every day. While I left off last night, I started today like that. And then I just keep repeating it. So now today I get better. I get 20% better. Tomorrow I start where I was just at. So now I get 20% better then. No matter what, I keep growing while you grow one time and then you decline again. So it's all about discipline and just staying on point.
Staying on point. That's right. That's right. What do you think it is? Do you think it's natural born talent or just hard work? Or combo is?
It can be natural born talent, but also I see that as a defect sometimes because with talent, things come easy.
Right.
And if everything is easy for you, when times get hard, you don't know what to do. Unless it's something built in you. For example, my pops or whatever, he raised me to keep going into the uncomfortable. I always go uncomfortable because if everything is so comfortable and times get hard, you don't know what to do. It's not your forte. You back down. You crumble. So pressure can bust pipes, but also pressure can make diamonds. I'm pretty sure you heard that quote one time. But that's pretty much all it is. So talent can be good, but it also can be bad. It can be good regarding you got a good start, but where do you take that start? So you got an advantage off top, but where do you take it?
Right.
And then you got other people, which I say myself, I'm not necessarily talented. You will think I am now, but it's all hard work. Mine just came from going right back into it. I fail, quote unquote fail, or have a bad day. That's what I call it. I have a bad day. Dang, why did I have a bad day? I wasn't doing this. I wasn't doing that. Well, let me go try again. Let me go try whatever I didn't do. Didn't work. Now it's a whole nother challenge. Okay. It's a whole nother level to everything you have to do. So just keep coming back. That's all. Just don't give up. Keep coming back. Be hard-headed. Hard-headed can't be a bad thing, but it's also a good thing.
Sure.
It's here for a reason. We just don't quit. Just don't stop. Just keep going. Eventually you will find your way.
There you go. Right on. You're right. I think hard-headed is an absolute necessity. If you don't have that, you're going to give up.
Everybody going to, like, for example, let's say you're running 10 miles. Why you got to run 10 miles? Just run one. Just do this. You need a rest. You're doing too much. Just take your time. No, I need to do this.
Yeah.
Forget what you're talking about. I'm being hard-headed, being stubborn. So, like I said, sometimes it can be a bad thing. Sometimes it can be a good thing. But sometimes you got to check your ego. Okay. Last time I burnt myself out, I overtrained because I was doing too much. Okay, let me find that sweet spot. Let me dial it back a little bit. Try to find different ways around it. So, of course, still be stubborn, but still be smart as well. Hard work and smart work.
There you go. All right, so going back to the beginning, you and your daddy, like, how was that relationship? Were y'all buddies? Or
Still
close?
Yeah. So, like I said, I've been in the gym since about 2 or 3 years old. I always looked up to him, same name. You see, I'm a junior.
Yep.
Bryant the Assassin. Normally, I got the Assassin from him as well. So that was Superman. That was my Superman. That was my, action figure. You go to the store. Cool. That was my action figure. That was my superhero. I get to see it in real time. And just like me, he was a workhorse. So.
You were going to his fights? Was he fighting at this time?
Or was he was fighting, but I was too young to remember.
Okay.
But he said I went to a few. I was too young to remember. But, that's what I seen, and how I personally feel. If anybody else can do something, I could do it as well. And not only that, I could do more. That's just how I personally feel. Now, this is my whole thing. You may be able to do more right now, but time goes on. All I gotta do is just keep marching and keep stepping, and sooner or later, I will be there. And also sooner or later, I can go past that because I'm more dedicated, I'm more consistent. So that's what I seen with him. He couldn't be as dedicated and consistent as he wanted to be because he had 4 kids at 21. Me being the baby. Now imagine that. Imagine yourself at 21 years old with 4 kids, full-time job, and still trying to be a professional boxer. So it's too much on the plate. Yeah. So the main thing he taught me was to keep your life simple and smooth. Take your time. Don't rush anything. And right now, I necessarily don't have any responsibilities. I don't have any kids. I don't have anything I have to do besides train. Like anything else is extracurricular. Like, I got a girlfriend. Let's say that's extracurricular, but we don't have any kids right now. So I don't have to do anything necessarily speaking. So he said, keep your life simple, sweet, and focus on the task at hand. So right now, my task at hand is going into the gym, doing what I got to do, make sure I eat right, train right, train hard, rest right, stretch, drink water, whatever the case may be. Take care of yourself and focus on your craft.
What is a typical training regimen? Like, what's your daily? All right, so you got to fight in March. So
I already picked it up.
You've already picked it up?
Yeah.
What's the difference between a fight schedule versus just a maintaining schedule?
So my schedule is a little different from others. Like most people, they actually have off seasons, quote unquote, where they just, they come to the gym, play around a little bit. Some people don't go to the gym at all. But with me, I like to stay in the gym the whole time. And I'm going to say fight schedule. Like if I got a fight coming up, for the most part, most of it is the same for real. That's more intense. That's all.
Okay.
So in the morning, I go for a run. It depends on what day it is, but right now I'm wearing a weight vest as I go running, so I'm trying to push it. After that, I'm in the gym. To me, everything's all about intensity. So I'm in the gym right after that. Let's say 3 hours, but not just 3 hours of moving. Like I said, intensity is it's only so much you can do. So what can separate you from others? Intensity. So it's all about pushing yourself to your last little bit and then going even further. So that's how I operate my training schedule. There's nothing crazy necessarily speaking. It's just intensity.
All right, so running, I assume you're sparring.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like, how many hours per day right now?
Probably 5 or 6. Yeah, I'll say probably 5 or 6.
5 or 6. Straight, or you break that up like 2.5, or?
I'll just say 2. 2. So the first one is about like an hour, maybe 2, the run part. And then the gym session is, like I said, that fills in the rest. So probably like 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 to 4 hours is the typical time.
Okay. All right.
But the whole time, we're not just moving. We got to work. We're not just going through the motions. We're not just taking a walk in the park. So, for example, 10 miles is 10 miles. No matter if you walk it, sprint it, or jog it, it's still 10 miles. But I want to sprint it. It's all about intensity. So that's how I like to train.
10 miles every day?
No, not now. To me, actually, I do 10 miles in the off season, quote unquote, when I don't have a fight coming up, just to, stay in shape, stay sharp, because doing too much running can take away your energy for training.
Okay.
Because at the same time, I'm not a marathon runner.
Right.
I'm a boxer. So in the off season, yeah, I can do that 10 miles because I don't need as much energy to go crazy in the gym. I'm still doing my thing in the gym, but not turbo crazy, because also something called peak. You don't want to peak out too soon and then diminishing returns after that. So, when it's time for fight time, that's when I actually turn the miles down, but I pick my time up. I run faster. So, like I said, intensity. For example, in a boxing fight, it's only 3 minutes of a round. It's only 12 rounds. It's not a marathon. It's not ultra marathon, 100 miles. No matter what, it's always going to be 12 rounds, 3 minutes. So how do you do more in those 3-minute rounds for 12 rounds? So that's how I go about it. It's all about picking up the intensity.
So just high motion, high volume increments of, all right. And do you train, but what, do you mind taking me through like a typical 2-hour training? Like you do so much of, I don't know, push up, so much of sparring, so much of bag work.
I'll tell you, it's like I said, it's real simple. Nothing at all. There's only so much you could do. Shuttle boxing, jump roping, that's my favorite thing to do. Hitting the heavy bag, mid work, sparring some days. The typicals. And then, of course, after that, I do my strength and conditioning, which is, push-ups, sit-ups, squats, whatever the case may be. But no matter what, it's actually very, very, very simple. You don't have to overcomplicate anything. It's all about intensity. That's literally all it's about. In a fight, it's only me and you. You got 2 arms and legs. I got 2 arms and legs. We both got 24 hours to train. We only got 24 hours to do something. Let's say we both doing the same thing, but I just do it more intense. Mm-hmm. I'm better than you now. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. So it's all about intensity.
I got you. That's cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
Who are some of your heroes besides your father, like professional fighters? Who'd you look up to?
I go even besides fighters. I just go in general. Mine is, it's gonna sound funny, but Rambo.
Yep.
Yeah, from the movie Rambo. He a dog. I just like his whole mentality. You know,
Sure, of course.
I love his whole attitude and the way he just carried it. Like, he's just a savage. I love that in general. But besides Rambo, let's go back to real life. Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
He embodies exactly what I want to be. Kobe Bryant is exactly what I want to be.
In what aspect? Like, what was Kobe doing where you're like, that is bad? But we know he's one of the greatest of all time at basketball. But in his training regimen and his dedication, like, what part of Kobe was admirable for you?
His mindset behind it, it was, like I just said earlier, it's so simple. Okay, I started off, let's say today I can only do one push-up. Okay, I do one. But as I keep doing it, tomorrow I could do 2 push-ups. The day after that, 3, so on and so on and so on. When he broke it down to me, as simple as that, I was studying him real big. He broke it down. Okay, if you keep going at it every day, the more time you put in, the more you get out. As years go by, like I said, I like being more disciplined, more consistent, because right now you may have me, you may be better than me, but I keep coming back, getting better while you take your time off.
Right.
And his whole thing was, it's no time off. I'm still coming back. I'm still getting better. Even when he was at the top of the top, he was still in the gym trying to get better. And I love his whole attitude of never being satisfied, never being complacent, always trying to get better. There's always room for improvement. There's always something out there. Okay, I can't do 1,000 push-ups, but can I do 1,000,000? There's always more out there.
Right.
And I love his whole attitude behind it. Never, if you get complacent, you are going down here. The world is forever evolving and going forward. So if you stay right here, it's just going to move right past you. So I just love his whole mind state behind everything, the Mamba mentality thing. Always getting better. I don't care if it's just 1%. 1% better every day.
That's good. Yeah, we've mentioned this a lot on our podcast, but people see success or see wealth or whatever they think is good, and they say, I want to be that, but you have no idea how hard that person has worked to get there. It's easy to sort of want the end product of it all, but were you willing to go through what they went through?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Look, but this is actually how I break it down. So why don't you want to do it? Okay, what else? What you got to do that's so important besides scroll on your phone?
Yeah, that's right.
What's so important that you don't want to eat right? I mean, that's a good thing to do anyway. Take care of yourself. Don't you want to do that? Don't you want to stretch your feel loose? Don't you want to feel like you can jump through the moon? Don't you want to feel like that? Or you just cool with being, lazy, sitting on the couch, not doing anything? So I see it as a benefit. Like, that should be what you want to do. You want to be, let's say, in God's will, I make it to 100 years old. I'm still out here walking and running, I'm still playing with my great grandkids, that would be something good to enjoy. And
sure,
I feel good and I'm not stuck on the couch, in a blanket, anything like that, just, stuck looking old. I took care of myself. Just think about it. When you want to be healthy, when you want to be, let's say, what you want to be like Kobe, like you said, at the top. Let's say, if your motivation is money, you got all the money, you got all the fame, you got this and you got that. What you want to be that, you ain't got nothing else to do anyway. Might as well. It will get hard, but that's life. Life is hard no matter what. Let's say if you don't do nothing, now life is hard. You got to find a way to pay these bills. You got to find a way to keep the lights on. Life is hard, but also life can be hard in a good way. I got to go to the gym. I'm hurting, but I still got to go in. I still got this. No matter what, life is hard. Just choose your heart. Which one do you want to deal with?
I think it's Tony Robbins. You've heard of Tony Robbins, big motivational speaker. Mm-hmm. Somebody was asked the question like, so man, when can I relax? Like right now I'm just so stressed. I got so much going on. Like he's like, look, you can relax when you're dead. Right now it's game on. You just keep the pressure up. It's like, sorry, that's life. So if you live it right, that's how it should be. Yeah.
So actually I used to think about that as well. So like, train hard. My body always hurting. Every night I'm dead. I'm so serious. Still right now, every night I'm dead. Then I wake up, trying to get out the bed, it hurt. But I realized as soon as I take a step out the bed, all the pain gone. So it was just all in my head for it. So just keep going.
That's right.
So now something I live by is we think about today, but we work for tomorrow. The reason why we think about today is, for example, if I think about, I'm a world champion right now. if I go back to me when I first started boxing at 7 years old, and I'm looking at where I'm at now, I can't see myself doing this. Being a whole world champion is so far, it's so long. It's too much. But if I just think about today, what do I need to do today? Okay, I need to run these miles. I need to go into the gym. I need to do this and do that. They stack up. Every day stacks up if I just keep doing the right thing. For example, eating right. If I eat right now, tomorrow's going to make me better. So think about today, work for tomorrow.
That's good advice, man. That's right. Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. He's got a target that he wants to achieve. He was looking at it, might be 5 years, might be 10 and all. And I was like, don't look at it like that, man. Break it down. That's right. We call it gradient scales, the law of gradient scales. Like, don't look at just that end. Like you said, breaking it down. If you want to build a million-mile bridge, well, that seems insurmountable. But if you could build 1,000,000-foot-long bridges, you could do that. If you break it down, it's now possible. So yeah.
For example, when I get tired on my runs, sometimes right at the end, the last mile, because I'm trying to gas it, I'm dead tired. No. But at that point, I just look down, just one more step. That's how I do. One more step, one more second. You're trying to tell me you don't have one more step, you don't have one more second. Yeah. We always got one more in us. Yeah. So forget the next 5 steps, forget the next 2 steps. I just need one more. And then eventually I'm at the finish line. And then now we can rest. And then for some reason, at the end, I always feel like I had a whole lot more. Like when I finally sit down and chill, I'm like, dang, I could have went even further.
Yeah.
So now I realize it's all in my head. So just keep going. That's all I do. Just keep going.
That's right. You're speaking of the pain stops when you got out of bed. I've often thought, I firmly believe this because I believe everything you're saying and agree with, and we apply it as a family and everything. But the guy who's sick, you take 2 people that are sick, and you give one medicine, and they stay in bed day after day until they feel better. And you take the other one with no medicine, you say, I tell you what, go run 5 miles right now. That guy who runs 5 miles will come back almost cured, I bet. They just blow right through it. It's amazing how much of that was mental to begin with. Yeah, there's germs. Yeah, there's bacteria, blah, 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 blah. But the mental side of it is paramount. Yeah.
Just get it out your system.
Yeah. All right, so you mentioned Rambo and Kobe. How about boxers? Like anybody that you were like, this guy's just the GOAT?
So, to me, Kobe got MJ. And I look at it like, I got Floyd Mayweather.
Okay.
So MJ used to work his tail off. He was always in the gym. He was always doing that. He was very smart. Yeah. And then Kobe studied everything he had going on. And with me, I grew up watching Floyd the most. You know, he was the guy at the time. And then even still looking back at it, he was, to me, the hardest worker. I studied a whole lot of boxers. And it always pointed right back to him. He was one of the hardest workers ever. So now my whole goal is to get where he at and then eventually surpass it. But Floyd was the one that real deal caught my eye, and still to this day, I'm trying to get right there.
Nice.
I love his work ethic. And then, like you were talking about the dog mentality, he definitely got that as well. So he got the best of both worlds.
Yeah, he had it all. You're right about that. Who do you think is the greatest boxer of all time? Floyd?
Got to go Ali.
Ali?
Got to go Ali. Yeah, matter of fact, I'm going to have to go, do you know Sugar Ray Robinson? Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to go Sugar Ray Robinson simply because Ali looked up to Sugar Ray.
Wow.
Exactly. So Sugar Ray Robinson, I have to give it to him. But my initial thought growing up was always Ali, the greatest of all time.
Yeah. I don't know enough to say. Tyson to me was just a force to be reckoned with. Like he was like above human. Mm-hmm. Even seeing him work that bag with Busta, his coach and all, it was like, because it was like, I don't see how a human just functions like that. I mean, he would just blast it. And so I don't know as much about Ali, but I don't know. Those two, do you think those two are the top, or is Tyson like top 5 or something?
Regarding that, so from a boxing standpoint, the way we look at the greatest of all time, it does have something to do with boxing, but also it got something to do with outside of boxing, like what you stood for. Okay, it is a sport, but also now you have a voice. You got the people, you got the whole world bound down at you. What do you do with your power? That's why we love Ali.
Right.
What he did with his power was he loved the people. He talked to the people. He empowered the people. Mike Tyson, yeah, great fighter. He did his thing. To me, I look up to him as well. I was actually watching Mike Tyson video before I got here. Mm-hmm. So boxing wise, he always did his thing. Fighting wise, he did it. Talking wise for the people, he also did his thing. But it wasn't as much of an impact as Ali.
No, that's true.
Yeah, like him, it was still more so boxing related. It was more so with your emotions and things of that nature. While Ali was just straight up, you can do it. Just, you know, he was more so like that, like empower yourself, be free, you know, things of that nature. So I always got to go Ali. And also Tyson looked up to Ali too. So
Yeah.
it always fall back.
Yeah. I think it was a quote. He was in an interview and he was I guess he got drafted to go to Vietnam. This is Ali.
Ali.
Yeah. And they're like, why did you want to go? Well, I don't have any problem with the Vietnamese. He said, I don't have a problem with those guys. I'm not going to kill them. So I was like, that was classic, man, because that was most of America at that time. Like,
Well,
they didn't want to be in that war. Ali said it right.
Yeah. To finish that quote, what he said was, I don't got a problem with the Vietnamese. They not trying to kill me. Right here in my own land, which is America, they trying to kill me here. So he was speaking right here. Forget, why am I going over there fighting for some people that's trying to kill me right here? So then as soon as I come back, they still trying to kill me right here. So I'm pretty sure, you know, at the time it was real big on racism.
Right.
And they were still lynching people. They were still doing everything. So I'm going over here to fight some people that they ain't do nothing to me. Y'all just see me over here as, just to go kill somebody. I'm just a soldier. But right here in my own land, y'all trying to kill me right here. So why would I fight for y'all? Y'all the enemy. That's literally what he said. Y'all the enemy. So why am I going over there to the people that didn't do nothing to me? So once again, he is for the
He's
people.
spot on, isn't he?
Exactly.
That's right. That's
Mm-hmm.
right. Yep. I think there was another one, completely disrelated. What was the word? He was in it. He's got a whole lot. I got whatever one from YouTube's in my head right now, but they were like, he didn't know what it meant. He's like, I don't know what that means, but if it means I'm pretty, then it's correct.
No, he'll definitely tell us. That's even still. I study him. I love his whole rhyme schemes, the way he played the whole system. I love everything about Ali. I can't take nothing away from him.
Yeah.
Like I said, the greatest of all time.
Yeah, he is, man. That's cool. All right, my friend. All right, we're running out of time, but before we go, was there a point coming up, as long as you've been challenging fighters and fighting and coming up through the ranks, was there a point where you were like, damn, I don't know if I can do this? Like maybe you lost the fight or, I don't know, something happened that made you doubt it.
Doubt. Not to the point that I don't know if I can do this, but like I wouldn't even say a fight. It's actually you go through those moments in sparring sessions in the gym. That's actually where you get your most growth in. They say I am who I am now. I'm a champion now, but I wasn't always this good. I used to get beat up in the gym. I used to do this. Everybody can have bad days. It's cool, but guess what? I kept coming back.
Right.
So in the gym, of course, I have a bad day or two, and it's like, dang, what's going on? Do I have it like that? What is it? And then that switch hit, like, all right, forget all that. I finna go work hard. Why I messed up? I wasn't jabbing enough. Let me go and jab some more. I wasn't pressing him enough. Let me go press him some more. I wasn't moving my head. Let me go move my head this time. No matter what, I'm still coming back. So actually, what I love to do is go out and spar great fighters, bigger fighters as well.
Mm-hmm.
If I have a bad sparring session or even a good sparring session, why did I have a good sparring session? I was doing this, I was doing that. Okay, I had a bad sparring session. Why? No matter what, I always ask questions. Never just settle. Like, don't just settle to the feelings. Let's say you had a bad day. Congratulations, you got another day tomorrow. Go and get it back together. You can't just sit here and soak in this moment. It's always another second to attend to. Always something next, and you got to be ready for it. So, but if you just sit right here and soak in it, you can't grow. You can't grow anymore.
There you go. You're right on. And the sad thing is, most people kind of get this, but few can really apply. A lot of people just get kind of stuck up in the past or whatever. I don't know. They got a lot of victims going on.
So, yeah, to me, life in general is 90% mental. Once you fully give up, like a failure is not the end. Just because you mess up, it's not the end. So once you fully give up, that's when you really lost. That's when you lost. When you say, that's it. You throw in the towel, I can't do no more. But if you just sit, it's cool to sit back and just marinate. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Take your time. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you come back into it, I'm like, okay, I got a new mind. I know what's going on. And also mistakes, guess what mistakes are? It's a lesson. Okay, when I did that didn't work.
Right.
So therefore, I'm not about to do that again. I'm going to try this over here. No matter what, just keep trying. The answer is out there. If somebody else did it, that means you can do it. Like I said before, if anybody else can do it, why can't you do it? It's out there. studied him. For example, Floyd Mayweather, that's why I look up to him. He did it, so therefore the blueprint is right there. Ali did it. It's right there. Mike Tyson did it. I studied a whole lot of great fighters.
Yeah.
They all did it. So the answer is right in your face. You just got to apply yourself as well. You do the same thing they did. And then also in that experience, you will find out what you need to do for yourself. You will find your own. For example, Ali fought like Ali. Mike Tyson fought like Mike Tyson. But no matter what, they all hit the bag. They all sparred. They all did the same exact thing. You will find your thing that you do. So no matter what, just keep coming back, keep trying, and stay blessed.
There you go. Great advice, my friend. All right, well, listen, thank you very much for your time, man. Rarely do we have somebody with this much talent, a gentleman, intelligent. They're props to you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, well, listen, thanks again. And thank you, everybody, for joining us on Hines On Air. I hope you've gotten something out of this episode. Stay tuned. All right, so the next title fight is March 29th.
Yes, sir.
Las Vegas. You said your second fight in Vegas.
Yes, sir.
All right. Where do we see that? Where is it shown?
ESPN.
The ESPN. Geez, that's big time, brother. That's you there? That's oh, good, man. Good. All right. So March 29th. Stay tuned. He's going to be defending the title. Everybody, again, I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel. Please leave a comment and like this episode. And we'll see you next time on Hines On Air.
Hines On Air is for you. Remember to subscribe, like, and leave a review whenever you listen to podcasts. Your support helps us reach more people and continue sharing these incredible stories.